Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Blanchard with the Travel in Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history and with leadership. Today we are in Bridgeport, Connecticut at the P.T. Barnum Museum. That's right, the P.T. Barnum Museum of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Now let me tell you, this building is gorgeous. As you look at this building, absolutely gorgeous, but what a history P.T. Barnum and his museums have had. Going back to 1865 and then 1868, his museums have actually burnt down twice. Yes, now jumping forward a bunch of years to 2010, right, you have a tornado that comes through that freaking devastate this. 2011, you got Hurricane Irene comes through here, right, and it causes damage. In 2012, we just can't seem to catch a break. 2012, we have Superstorm Sandy comes through here. Finally, in 2023, this building makes the National Historic Landmark. Yay, that's awesome, it's freaking protected now. But no, in 2024, boom, there's a huge boiler explosion that causes damage, structurally unsound. The place is temporarily closed and they're trying to fix it up and get it sound. They're doing major fundraisers to try to turn it into a world level museum, right? To be in line with P.T. Barnum, right? Believe it or not, he's probably the most famous showman, entrepreneur, and politician in American history. And he's right here in Bridgeport, Connecticut, born in 1910 in Bethel, Connecticut. And he pretty much dies here in the late 1900s. Now, he's famous. Some people would say, okay, yeah, I think I remember the guy as the circus guy, right? Yeah, the greatest show on earth. He definitely does the circus. What most people don't realize, though, is what the circus meant to people back in the late 1800s. It was a curiosity. It was a chance to kind of get what the rich have, when you get to see unique things, experience unique things out of the ordinary hard life. And he gave people those experiences. And it's not just a circus, but I mean, he had like the things like General Tom, right? General Tom, he was a 24-inch, 5-year-old boy, a dwarf, and he dressed him up like an older man. And I think he only grew to be about 25 inches tall. And he was General Tom. He brought in lots of money. He had the Fiji mermaid, right? Brought in lots of money. He had what he called George Washington's nanny, 161-year-old nanny, right? I mean, crazy the stuff he had. The exotic animals, right? There weren't really any laws around yet to protect the animals. So you had the exotic animals here. And much more, right? People spent a lot of money to come in and see his stuff. I mean, there was a line to get in this place. And people would pay for their ticket and spend the whole day here. He actually had to trick people to get them out by putting signs for the egress this way, the egress this way, which is just basically a fancy word for it's like an exit. See ya, and they're out, right? That's how popular this place was. He made himself a rags to riches story. 15 years old, his dad died, and he had to support his family, and he was really poor, and eventually he's going to become one of the richest people in the United States. And this guy was so talented, right? He became like I said, a politician, becomes mayor of Bridgeport, right? A 2-time state legislator, right? He really pushes equal rights, education. He pushes these things, even though some people would say, well, hold on a second, wasn't this guy manipulative? Wasn't he kind of lying and deceiving people? And yeah, but he still pushed education and equal rights. And he was the kind of guy that said, listen, it's not so much that I'm deceiving people that I enjoy. I enjoy that people enjoy being deceived, right? And he was making a lot of money. People wanted to be deceived, and they would actually pay money to have the fun of being deceived. Go figure, but that's what he did, right? And he found a way to do it. Now, again, this place right now is temporarily closed. It's an amazing place. It is temporarily closed, but there is fundraising going on right now to make this place a world-class museum. If you have not traveled down here, you should definitely travel down here in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and check this out. This is an amazing place. I can't wait to see it back open again. I already talked to you about the history, and I always talk to you about the leadership. Now, if there's one thing that P.T. Barnum was really good at when it comes to leadership, it was about great leaders build excitement and bring people together. P.T. Barnum absolutely did that. right? He built excitement for everything he did, and he brought people together, all right? So, well, once again, thanks a lot for spending your time with travel and time with Dan. I really appreciate where we mix his travel with history and with leadership. And you all take care, and I'll see you all again real soon. Take care now.